Hey guys, Match on the 43. In today's video, I have blog video number 9 here on the PRR Keystone. This blog video is not going to be a whole bunch of stuff to talk about, but there is some stuff that's been going on, like the control table over here. I did some work over here, and I'll explain why in a few minutes. And also, I got a new locomotive. It's actually right here in the frame. It's that Alaska GP30-2. I already did a video on it, but I'll show it to you guys a little bit in more detail here, so you guys can check that out. But like I said, I did do a video of it already. If you guys want to see that, it's on my YouTube channel. And also, there's some stuff I want to do to the actual layout. So we'll start at the control panel, and then we'll get to the locomotive, and then we'll take a look at the layout. Alright, so right here, this is my new control table here. And before, I had the panel that you see where the computer is with the white cloth on top of it. And I had to change it because I didn't have enough room for everything I had, like all these command control systems and stuff. I had my bricks, my modules over there, and all my other electronic equipment. I just didn't have the room on that tiny little space up there, so I went ahead and got this table here. Now I have plenty of room with a little bit of extra room to spare. And something I didn't have on the original was a test track, so that's where the C420 currently sits. And this track I just kind of threw together, just some extra track I had laying around, so I threw it together on here. And I have it wired to the same port that this outside track is wired to, so that way they're connected to each other, because I didn't feel like taking another channel off my TIU to use it, so I just wired them together. And plus, I don't really use this a whole heck of a lot, but I have it when I need it. So let's take a little tour of this panel, and then we'll take a look at some other stuff. Alright, so we'll take a little tour of the panel here, and then we'll move on to some other stuff. Right here we have a power strip right here that just has all my plugs on it. Nothing really too fancy there. Right here we have my legacy base, and then on the back of it here we have the legacy Y cable and the writable module. I have done a video on that writable module if you guys are interested in learning more about it. It's on my YouTube channel for your interest. Right here we have a new piece. This is my Lionel TMCC command set, and I've explained this in the video that I've done on it, but I'll quickly explain it here. Is that I got this more so as a backup for my legacy set should it ever need to go in for service. So that way, should it ever break, I would have a backup system to use. Obviously, it wouldn't be as good as legacy, but for the time being, that would suffice. So I have this. I do use it a lot because I do really enjoy running it, and it's a lot of fun. So I have it as a backup mainly, but I do use it especially to run my TMCC engines. Like I have one right here. That's a really nice piece there. So we'll move on now. Right next to the TMCC base, we have my Legacy Power Master and an iPod sitting on top of it. The iPod is used to run the iCab app. And the Power Master here is basically just for show, because at the time when I bought it, I was mainly using it to run my MTH engines in conventional mode, because at the time my TIU was not working. There was no DCS signal being put out of it, but I still had it, so I figured I'd throw it in the mix. And I also got it because I wasn't sure of any other way at the time to connect the 180 powerhouses to the TIU. So I have one of those, and when I got it, the only way that I knew how to wire it up was to use one of these. So that's exactly what I did. But since then, the Power Master doesn't want to respond at all, and it just doesn't work. So I don't really care because I don't really use it. But now that I have my working TIU, which is right here, I don't really use it. It just kind of sits there. But I still have it, so I figured I'd at least throw it in there just to use. So that's that. Moving over some more, we have my MTH DCS remote and TIU. I just recently got the TIU back, and so far it's been working very, very well. The only thing I've had to do to it is replace the fixed 2 fuse, because it blew one time, and I just cracked it open, and I grabbed my other TIU that I had laying around, and I just grabbed the fuse out of that one. So now I have all 4 ports working on here, which is great to see. Now, one thing I want to know, if any guys know the answer to this, is are the fuses on all 4 channels the same? Because like I said, I've replaced the fixed 2 fuse, So in my other TIU, there is no fixed 2 fuse in it. So let's say if the fixed 2 fuse blows again, can I use another fuse? Could I use like one of the variable fuses or the fixed 1 fuse in that place? I don't know. So if anyone knows, please let me know. So but other than that, this TIU has been working great. Moving over more, we have my phone here. And this I use to run the Jami program, which we'll get to in a little while in this video here. But right here we have some bricks. These are MTH bricks. The Z1000 brick right here, that powers the inside track. And then the Z750 brick powers the TIU through the auxiliary power port there. So that way the TIU will stay on at all times when the track power is on. And I do this just because when the TIU is on, obviously you can run the MTH engines. But let's say if I disconnected this and I turned fixed 1 off, like I just did now, if I didn't have this connected and I was running MTH trains, what would happen was I could not run the MTH engines. They would still work. It would just be that I could not control them through the remote until I turned the power back on. And that's why I use this. So that way, should the power need to be killed to fixed 1, I would still have a way to run my MTH trains with the command system and not have to have any connection timeouts or anything like that. So that's that. And plus it keeps the TIU on all the time. So that's pretty nice. So we'll move on now. Moving over past the bricks, we have my 2 Lionel modules here. The one right here, this is the serial module, and that leads off to my computer, which I use to run the Jami program with. And then right here we have the Lionel Wi-Fi unit, and that I use to run the iCab app with. Now you can use both of these at the same time, which I think is really cool. So realistically, I could have this device being used, this device being used, my computer, because you can run the trains through Jami on the computer as well, and have these command systems over here being used. So realistically, you could have 4 people running trains in this particular setup here. But obviously, that usually doesn't happen, but there always could be that possibility. And then right here, we have a 180 brick. And again, I have this hooked up to my Power Master. And that way it's all set up to run the track power with. And this one here powers the outside track here. It also powers the test track too. So that's that. One more thing, then we'll move on. Finally over here, the terminal block that you see there, that just powers accessories. And then right here, I just have some smoke fluids sitting there. So now we'll take a look at this Alaska GP30-2. This is a really, really nice piece. Alright, so here we go. This is my new engine here. It's the Alaska GP30-2. I have done a video on this already. If you guys want to see it, it's on my YouTube channel. But this engine is really, really nice. Now, I've actually had it since January, but the soundboard in it was a little messed up. Specifically when you activate the extended startup sequence, it would do the beginning part of the startup twice. And I don't really know what was going on there. And plus, the speaker in it, it was very crackly and didn't really produce sound at all. So I took it back to the train store where I got it, and it's all fixed now. The only problem is that now the smoke unit doesn't work, and I don't really know what's going on. The smoke unit, it does like turn on and stuff, but the smoke does not come out of the stack. The fan works, but nothing actually comes out of it. So I don't really know, and I'm not going to fight with Lionel trying to get this thing fixed, because I kind of had to fight with them a little bit to get this thing fixed under warranty. Actually, like I said, I ended up taking it back to the train store where I bought it from, and they fixed it for free. But if I was to send to Lionel or somebody like that, I could forget getting this thing fixed for free. But I'm happy I did, because it would have been pretty expensive. So, but all in all, here it is. It's back in action, and it's a very, very nice piece. So I will be doing a full review on it at the KTMR in the coming weeks here, so keep an eye out for that. So that's that. I'll run a little bit later, but first we'll take a look at some layout work and then we'll take a look at the Jami program. So let's take a look at what we got going on here. Okay, so as far as layout work goes, nothing really has changed on the layout, although I have been thinking about doing some stuff. So one of the first things I've been thinking about doing is, well, I've talked about this before, but adding a siding here back for this transfer dock here. Now, I thought about making it a passing siding about like where the F3s are there. I was thinking about adding a switch to make it another passing siding, but I'm thinking I'm just going to leave it as a regular siding, but that may change. I'm not sure. And then back over here, this is probably the only thing that has changed. And that is that I made this track straight now. Before it used to curve, like you see these two curved pieces sitting here. And I was originally going to keep it curved and then grab switches to make it straight so I could have the train run here or here. And I still plan on doing that, but for now I made it straight so that way I can kind of run a complete circuit around the layout here in a straight kind of form. So that's that. But eventually I will be putting the curves, and I'll buy some switches to connect the two, and then they will be back in action, and then it'll look something similar to what you see on the front side here. But that's really about it for layout work. I haven't really done anything else. So, but that's that. So now we'll take a look at the Jami program, and then we will run some trains. Okay, so right here, this is the Jami program. This is when you first open it up. And as you guys can see, there's all these different things on here. I'm not going to go into any kind of full video on this because a guy I know has done a video on it, and I will link that in the description so you can see it. But you can go into the roster, which I already have loaded up here. Here it is. Right here, and you can see I got all my engines in here right now. And then that's that. But the main reason why I got this was to have another way to run the trains using a different app. So as you guys know, I've had the iCab app on my iPod there for a while, but I also have an app on here called Engine Driver, and this is it right here. Now I don't have it connected yet, but it's a really fun little app. I really enjoy it. So, and he did a video on it, so I'll be sure to link that again in the description. So it's a really fun little program. I do really enjoy it. So, but other than that, that's about it. Nothing really else. Just the GP38. No new rolling stock or anything like that. Although I did end up ordering those Vision Line reefer cars, so those will be coming in December, so something like that. So keep an eye out for those when they come, and also I will be doing a full review when they come. So, but that's something to look forward to months down the line here. So we'll stick with the present here. So, but that's going to do it for this video here. I'm Matt, Channel 943. You guys have a great one. We'll run some trains, and we'll catch you guys later. Take it easy.
UPSP 1996. Do you copy? Roger that. 1996 here. Start up and stand by. Understood. Out. This is 1996. Are we clear to pull? Over. Yes, 1996. You've got green boards. Over. Yep, train is clear to move. 1996 out. This is 1996. Train is rolling out. Over. Okay, 1996. Out. Dispatcher here. You copy? Over. Copy that, dispatcher. Yeah, right. Out. This is 1996. Are we clear to the next round? Over. later, dispatcher. 1996 out.